Going to redo the calibrated rotor. This is at 310 degrees. We need to get it right on 0 degrees. We have to do this. There's a trick about this I'm going to teach you guys. I got the Wi-Fi camera hooked outside. It's the GoPro camera thing you see. So we're going to go to number E. Then we press the initials when it goes. I'm going to look at it with 360 degrees. Just got to wait for that delay goes. That's 300 degrees. So we got to get it on right on the blue marker. Just wait for a second. Let it do its thing. It's 360. But what we got to do, it's very close on the blue marker. The blue marker is right there. So we need to move it that way. I think 360 degrees. I'll have to look at how I play it. I'm going to go back to 290 for a second. You guys see the beam moving? It's a camera like that. You can see it. The beam's not broken on the top, so everything's good. I'm going to go back to 310. It bounces like that, but I got my brother's phone here, so we can actually record this, but this is the best way to look at it here. So we got the GoPro camera. It actually can connect to Bluetooth on the system. You can lay it like that. That's what it does. And it does everything with the Bluetooth. It connects like Wi-Fi, but I don't know if we could do this on OSB software. Would it be cool if we could use this? So let's go back to 310. Just give it a little delay. I'm going to go look at it right now. We're recording this. We're going to recalibrate the router today. I'm going to do it in a few minutes. Sometimes you have to jump around to do it a few times. Get it right. Yeah, we need to do it soon. We're going to recalibrate the router. It's like, it's right on freaking on. Almost 320 degrees. That's what this thing's off. It is quite a bit off on 320 degrees. So what we'll do, it resets us out. What happened, I hit the L button last night like this. And the L button, no, I hit the I button. That's what happened. I hit the I button and it went to 310 degrees. And that's what happened. So let's go to E right now. We're going to go to 360. I got to get it really close there. I got to go a little bit either way. So the way you do it, I'm going to go look at what I do. I'm going to try again. And what you do, the trick about this, guys, you turn off the thing, then you move this arrow this way. You press this arrow, it'll move it like that. And you can do it on the board. I'm going to do this in a second. I'm going to go look at it before I do anything. Okay, this is how you do it when you do it. Right there. Just a little click like that. I'm going to go look at it if it's on the right thing. See, that's what you can do with the click. See, I show you guys a trick. We should be very close on it. I'm going to go look at it for a second. I'll be right back. Let this thing show you guys the beam. I'll do a little short video. It should be quite close. Back the other way a little bit. Sometimes it takes a little time to adjust it. So I went that we just have to adjust the other way. We gotta see what it lines up with blue thing. So I'm looking at it on the camera very different. I went out there and do it. We need to go a little bit that way just once. Just give it a second, it's a little delay. I'm gonna go look outside if it's right on it. See how it bounces? You gotta let it sit there for a second. And we need to go a little bit, well, I'm gonna go look at it for a second, see if it's right. I think I need a little bit more. Yeah, definitely right on it. It'll bounce like that for a second. I'm gonna go look at it for a second. I think we're pretty perfect center. Shoot, sorry. Keep the camera on this thing rolling. So you're watching this live on the internet, offline. So we're looking at that thing. I'm gonna show you how this thing works. This is a trick test. I'm looking at, that's what I did last night. I'm looking at the thing. It looks pretty close. It's hard to tell on this camera, but going outside, it doesn't like yeah, I can see it on this camera. It's hard to tell, but I know exactly where it's pointed. It's done on the blue marker. If we see that thing, it points to the blue marker like it lines up the position. Let's wait for a second. I think that's going to be very close to what we want it. We need to get a little position. Hold on. That's where I want it, right there. Need a little teeny bit more. There we go. I'm gonna go look at it right now. Just let it bounce for a second. We want it like that on that position. I'm gonna go look in a second. Be right back in a second. So I'm showing you guys how this does, and we'll put the camera, bring the camera out here and show you guys to see it. I'm gonna get it out. Guys, it's just bouncing. I'm trying to figure out the rotor's going the other way. But we're not jammed. I think do it here. I'm just touching it a little bit. It's hard to tell on camera. But we need to go a little bit further that way. There we go. I think that's pretty close. We're going to get enough right there. I'll go look in a second, be right back. It's going to take me some time to do this. I'm checking position, I'll come back here. You guys see the beautiful beam on that thing. I'm trying to run with those markers right there. See what I'm talking about? It looks like it's putting on position. Okay. I'll keep it like that. Looks good, guys. I'm gonna try it. I think we're on position. So I'm pretty close on it. I'm looking at my beam. Because it's a little bit off there. We're going to do it right there and see what it does. I'm going to initial it and try again. Then, when I know I'm going to go to 310 degrees, I know how it's going to work. I'm going to see if it's going to work the way it is. We can do this many times as one. We're going to record the video as long as we go. We're looking good. We're at 260, 250. That's almost pretty close to Australia. It's a little delayed. We got a Bluetooth camera hooking up to a Wi-Fi outside. This thing, we're going to see, it's going to go to 0 degrees north. And how I know it's going to work, that's right, 150 is right there. It's pretty close to 130. Because you know the pole has been on the top, you guys seen that, but it will hold. I wish I had one of those towers go up there and just crank it up and get it on something like that. But this rotor is pretty good. But you have to learn how to play it. Don't go past 360, that's what you guys don't do. Don't hit it on 360. As long as you go around 350, you're okay. But it happened to me when I hit the button on accident last night when I put the I button. That's pretty right on 0 degrees north. That is due north. It's pretty close. If it's on that blue marker, we got it. It's that blue marker is right here on the top, in the middle there. Not these bottom ones. It's pretty right on due north. I'm going to see you in a second. I want you to check 310. See what it looks like. It's pretty back on the second. So it's pretty close. Okay, let's check that out. It happens every time when you move your arrow things. But that's what you guys do it once in a while when you recalibrate this thing. But I think we're pretty quiet on the mark. We can't get any better with that blue mark right there. It's definitely due because it's bent that way. If it was that way, it would stay on position on that. So you guys know that. It still will work. Well, let's go to 310 degrees. I'm going to go look outside if it looks like it, and we'll get a camera on it. We'll show you a little later. It might take several times to get it right. But if it's like it lines up right between my shed thing, that's usually 310 degrees. That's usually the one you can lower down. But last night I was at 290 on those guys. Then I went to 270 and talked to Mopar. That's what I did. Then I hit around 250 on Australia last night in the same position. So we're going to 160 right now. That's the Jamaican channels. 180 is due south right there. 200, 210. Yeah, we're pretty close to South Texas. That's right over near Australia. 240, 250 in New Zealand. 260, 270 is right there on right mark. 290 is right there, that's right. Well, I'm going to go look at it in a second. 310 degrees. I know it looks kind of different on this pole. I'm going to let it bounce and go look at it if it's right on the position. I'll be right back in a second. Yeah, it's pretty close. Not like the last time. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again in a second. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go back to 310 degrees. E. Yep. Yeah, we need to swing it a little bit close to that marker. We need to go a little bit that way. A little teeny bit. I'm going to see if I can swing it that way. I'm going to go back to a little bit. Wrong way, shoot. Give it a second. Wait, yeah, I see it. Give it a second, a little shake, and that does that. Tiny bit. I'm gonna go look in a second, be right back. It's hard to tell from the camera. I'll tell you guys. Yeah, we had almost pretty close to the first time. I'm trying to get it really close to 3-1. It takes several times to get it right, but every time you don't go past 360, you'll be okay. I think that's 320 right there. I don't know. We'll try and see if I have to look at the results. You guys can see it. It's going to be having a great day. Press the initials. It'll do this. You guys get these routers. So I had it line up pretty close to the blue thing. And you know it's bent that way a little bit. Sometimes you guys know. You've seen the videos. When I had that, it was always position. I wish I had one of these towers on this thing. It would be cool. But the rotor is pretty amazing on this thing. And don't go past 360 degrees. That's what you do. Never put it on 360. That's the only thing. You could do all the other positions, you'd be fine. I'm trying to recalibrate. Last time I had to do the arrow, but what happened, I hit the I button on accident. It went to 360. And that's probably what happened. Because I don't go past 360 either way. But when you move your arrows around, and it'll be fine on position once you calibrate. So you see the big beam going around. You guys can see it on the screen. We're using the GoPro camera thing, the cheap one I had, the one we used in the storm a couple of months ago, when you saw the rain sails. We're back to 0 degrees. I'm looking if it's pretty right on the position on that marker. It's gonna be very close on that marker. That blue marker is one I'm looking at right there. I'm gonna go look at it in a second and see if this thing does what I'm doing. take several times to get it right there. I think the first time I got it right because it was close. Now let's check the remote. Let's go to 310 degrees. That's what I'm looking at. Now I know how I know when I'm supposed to look like. If it's straight up to like the shed with the things on the right side where I put those glue things on there, what I did, that's how I know. That's usually 70 degrees. That's usually 90 degrees right there. Pretty close. That's about right. It'll take several times to get it right, guys. You guys know. That's 170. 180 is right, pretty close right there due south. That's almost around Australia and New Zealand right there. Around 250 and 260. Yeah, that's right toward Australia. That's almost, yeah, that's right about 260, 270 west, 280, 290. It might not look, it looks different on that thing. I'm going to go look. We might have to reposition it again. Yeah, we got it on right mark, guys. It's pretty directional. Yep, we got it, guys. I think we have it. I'll go check the thing right back. Okay, guys, we'll show it. We got it pretty straight. When it's lined up, the greenhouse is 310 degrees. You guys see my videos a while back. Let's go take this guy outside and show you in a minute. So this is a beautiful beam, guys. You see it? Let's tone this down and show you guys what it looks like on the screen. That is 310 degrees on it. And I'll show you that little GoPro camera in a second. We're going to pause for a second. We're going to walk out in the yard. This thing's getting really hot out here on this thing. I think we're on position, you guys know. That happened last time I hit the button on accident, but it did not have to turn off. That happens when it does. I wish we could improve the pole a little bit better. The pole works fine, but I wish we have a strong one. And never bends, never breaks or nothing, but it's not going to break. This thing's pretty strong. Look at this. So this is pretty good, guys. 310 degrees is good. That's what we want. You guys can see it right there. Oh, sorry about too much zoom. So you guys can see it. Yeah, she's looking perfect. It's like that's where we want to straighten out. 310 degrees is right on toward Jungle Joe's house. That's how it's supposed to look like when it does that. You guys seen it. So it takes time to do the calibrate. I'll show you guys what we're doing. And I'll show you that, and we'll back off here and show you how you know, you guys, it's straight. You guys can tell it's straight, but yeah, you guys know that situation that way, but I think we're back on thing. But when you move the arrow, usually it'll go back on position a little bit. That is our camera running there with the Bluetooth there. That's on not on the internet, guys. If we can get this going on the live stream with the cool thing we can see at the same time, that would be awesome. So you guys can see that. So Put this back down here. We got covers on this guy. That's the boat winch inside, guys. You know it. That's what keeps it all protected. You guys can see it, what it's doing. We're at 310 degrees. You know how I know we're back on it? So we're not going to mess with that. That's why it takes several times. Sometimes you might have to do it once in a while to recalibrate, but don't go past 360 degrees. Don't hit 360. Stay between like 350. You'll be okay. Be really close to north. Doesn't matter, but as long as you don't go past it, you're okay. You can go 360 once in a while, but you can recalibrate. These things are amazing. They're easy to calibrate. I'm sure other rotors are much harder than this one, okay? I bet you it's a lot harder for the heavy ones. Wish we could improve this thing, make it more better. That'd be cool. But this thing's not going to fall down. So this is actually on the protection side here, so the winds won't hit it that much on that side from that tree. But this is where a lot of the storms come from, west and east. Mostly it comes from the west. Sometimes the north, but a lot of times they come from the west. Like that direction you saw when I pointed. But it's pretty close. It's going to be good. This is actually 310 degrees. And this is actually where it's usually at. If you guys seen the videos of my previous ones, it should be okay. I think it's not going to get any better than that. So it's pretty close. That's where I want to keep it. The first time I got it right almost. But it needed a little bit of adjustment to that way to get it fixed that way. But usually it's pretty good. I'll show you guys how you know it's working that way. How we know we're in position. You know how these things are straight toward the shade. When I got up there last time with that little thing, when I put it on that piece, when that cap came off. You guys know that video you saw a while back. And she's good. And I'll show you guys a little bit up scope that. She's a beautiful rotor, but that's what Jungle Joe has to do when he learns how to do it. But you get one of those GoPro cameras from Temu for $20. You can connect it to a Wi-Fi app you can get. But we need to see if this thing could work. That would be awesome. We could use this on the internet either way. So we're cool. We got all these things. So our beam's looking beautiful today. So I'll probably be getting back on the air maybe tonight. I don't know. If we're getting good conditions like that, that'd be great. So you guys can tell how to know we're straightened out, because you can get up there with a small ladder. And I had to use an 8-foot ladder and use a 12-foot long fiberglass pole thing, like a painter pole, and put a putty knife and put some glue on it. Silicone glue, the stuff I use on my coax during this week. Back a few months ago, I had to put that there so I kept the water out of that thing, so the water's not going to get inside of those things. So it'll be fine. That's what I do. She's looking beautiful, guys. So I think we're back on position right now, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a good afternoon. Let's back it up, see that thing. And I show you those tricks about how you do it. I gave you a trick how you do it, so I gotta get under this coax. So hope this thing doesn't get burned or anything. Something went wrong with this coax, it pulled out of the tree. Usually it was I pulled it back a couple of days ago. But this cable just fell down quite a bit. So I don't know what happened last night. I actually fixed this. I might have to pull back a little bit on it, but it's alright. But the cable's good. Mostly a lot of times you don't go underneath it, but it's alright. It's not going to fall down. Only got to worry about that trash can burning it, but it's not going to hit that hard. So it's good. We can always pull it back later, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. So we got the moon out there playing around. And so far we didn't have no OTR last night. I'm sorry about it. We went on Highlander 498. That guy's cool channel in Missouri. He's got a fantastic setup. I wish I had one of those setups you have. It'll definitely do perfect for this beam no matter what. So we're back to 310 degrees. Nothing better than that. But you know how to know? If it's lined up to the greenhouse, that's how you know it's 310 degrees. It's back on position. It's pretty close, but we're pretty good. I don't think that's 320 degrees, but looks like 310 to me. But how we know? When those things are straightened out, that's how we're back on 310 degrees. That is pointing toward British Columbia, Guam, right on those positions, and right into the northwest corner, right into Washington State. 300 degrees puts on where seaweed's at, between right in that area of Oregon State, and goes right in that direction. 310 degrees puts me right almost close to Alaska, but this puts it right on Jungle Joe's house, the Gulf Islands of Canada. It goes right on that direction right there. It's pretty close. So when I go to the 270 West, that's when you have to lower the beam down, lower the antenna down. That's how it works. You guys seen how I did this thing a while back. So I'll catch you guys later. I showed you some techniques about the rotor of the RCA rotor to give you some little tricks and tips, and you can learn how to do that. And I gave you guys, we recalibrate the rotor again, like what happened last night. Hit the I button when it's 360. When you press those arrow buttons, a lot of times once in a while you'll get a little bit knocked off from the wind stuff and the storms and stuff. We didn't have those storms, right? A little wind. So that's probably what you do. You have to recalibrate every time. And there's another way you can. If you go back to north, it'll actually will go the other way. That's what it'll do. So you always want to set it to 360, and you check your little coax thing right there. I had to do it the last time because that thing, when it gets rapid down, it'll get stuck. Not right now. It's not going to get stuck because it's perfect. I checked it in position. I did it back 2 months ago. I think it was a month ago, back in June. When this wrap around, it's pretty perfect. You want it like a little loop like that and connect it on those sides. So if you don't want to get it jammed, it won't move, but it's fine. It could do all positions. So you don't want to go around the wrap around the other way. I had to fix that back several months ago, back in, I think, in July or June when I did the last time, before we had that tree incident we had. But the tree is still doing good, guys. Doing good. So I'm gonna go eat something for later, and it's pretty good, and we're looking great. So that coax looks like that, it's down like that, but it will be fine. But this thing pulls it up a little higher on that side, so there's that driveway. But yeah, we'll have to check that later, but looking good. UDX362 over Knoxville, Tennessee. We'll get it on out here. Catch you guys later, and we'll bring out more videos soon.